Hi everyone. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk about ionic nomenclature. And nomenclature is basically a fancy way of saying rules for naming. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so when it comes to naming ionic compounds, the first thing you need to do is write the name of the cation. So a few reminders: when we look at the formula unit, the metal or the cation is always written first, and the nonmetal or the anion is always written second. We can also use capital letters to help us tell when we have a new element or a new chemical symbol, because every single time we have a capital letter, it's a sign that we have a new element. So we'll go ahead and do some examples of that in a minute. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is for the anion, we take the normal ending, whatever it is, we take it off, and then we replace it with IDE. And most of these are probably going to sound familiar from daily life. So carbon becomes carbide, nitrogen becomes nitride, oxygen becomes oxide, fluorine becomes fluoride, like what's in your toothpaste. So all of these, make sure you're familiar with them, how to get those names. The IDE ending is what we're going to use for ionic compounds. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out with an example. So the first one we have is NaO. And as I look at this, I see I have two capital letters, the N and the O. So the Na is going to be my first element, which I know is sodium. And for the cation, that first part, I don't change the name. It's just whatever it is. So sodium. The O is going to be my second element in my compound, which is the anion in this case. So oxygen, I remove the -gen ending and replace it with -ide. So oxygen is going to become oxide. And then to get the full name, I just stick those two words together. So sodium oxide. Okay, this next one, MgS. So my first element, my cation, is magnesium. Again, I don't change the cation name. It's just what it is. The S is going to be for sulfur. So sulfur is going to become sulfide. So if I go ahead and stick those two words together, I get magnesium sulfide. Okay, one final example, CaF2. So Ca is calcium. F stands for fluorine. Now, the fact that I have two really doesn't change anything for naming. It's exactly the same whether or not we have those subscripts for ionic compounds. We just act the same. So for the cation, it's calcium. We don't change that name. Fluorine becomes fluoride, like what you get at the dentist. So if we stick those two words together, calcium fluoride. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this helps. If you have any questions on naming binary ionic compounds, please go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, you can go ahead and try out some of the practice examples. Bye.